Let's get started with our first news. Arman continues to trash the idea of Ilia facing Paddy Pimblett, and he isn't slowing down at all. After his huge win in Qatar, Arman has been all over social media, shutting down the matchup and making it clear he thinks it makes zero sense. Yesterday, we covered Arman going off about Ilia versus Paddy during his interview with Ariel Helwani. Today, he's doubling down, taking even bigger shots during a new interview with Daniel Cormier. In this DC interview, Arman said the entire MMA community would laugh if Ilia fought Paddy, calling it an easy matchup for the champion. He didn't hold back for a second. When DC asked whether Paddy had anything for Ilia, Arman instantly said, "No way." DC pushed again, but Arman stayed firm, saying Paddy brings nothing that could threaten Ilia. Then he took a jab at Michael Chandler, pointing out how people reacted to Ilia's destruction of Chandler and how many fighters have beaten Chandler before. Arman made it clear he thinks Ilia versus Paddy is nothing more than a mismatch and a waste of time for the division. Later that night, Arman went on X and fired off another shot. He wrote, "Ilia's fall off is wild, from El Matador to LP, and now all the way to El Petico and El Panoa. It was a full-on roast aimed at Ilia's recent choices and public image." With all this talk heating up, the big question in the community is which fight actually makes sense next: Ilia versus Paddy, Ilia versus Arman, or even Ilia versus Justin Gaethje. Gaethje, by the way, is basically warning the UFC. He said he'll retire if he doesn't get a title shot soon, which makes the lightweight picture even more intense. The division is stacked, and every contender is pushing for their moment. Between Arman's rise, Gaethje's ultimatum, and the constant noise around Paddy, the next move from the UFC is going to matter a lot. Speaking of the lightweight division, there's more developing news involving Sean Brady, and things are only getting more interesting as the division continues to evolve with every new headline. Move on to another news. Conor McGregor and Khabib are at it again with a heated back and forth that's capturing everyone's attention. Recently, Khabib revealed he was selling digital papahas, and the collection completely sold out, earning Khabib an impressive $435 million. The auction featured 29,000 digital papahas on Telegram, selling for an average of about $150 each. The move immediately caught Conor's eye, and he didn't hold back, calling out Khabib for what he claimed was scamming his fans. Conor was particularly angry because Khabib had deleted a tweet about the NFT collection, which is now back online. Conor wrote, "There's just no way good guy Khabib used his late father's name as well as Dagestan's culture to scam his fans and sell a bunch of digital NFTs online and then delete all the content after they were sold, leaving his fans robbed of their money. There's just no way good guy does this." He also responded to a fan accusing Khabib of being a scam artist, adding, "What a shame and a stain on his father's name. Just wow. To scam fans using his father and his country's culture is just so low. Father's plan has now become father's scam. Very sad." On the flip side, it was great to see Islam Makhachev honor his own father by putting the double world titles on his shoulders, saying, "There's not many fathers of double world champions." Truth. It didn't take long for Khabib to fire back at Conor on Twitter, writing, "You absolute liar. You will always try to darken my name after you got destroyed that night, but you will never achieve that." Khabib continued to defend the NFT project, highlighting that good guys don't just create exclusive digital gifts with real-time value for fans. These gifts, shaped like the Papaha hat, symbolize the traditions and culture of the Dagestan people. Traditions and culture that are slowly spreading across the world, whether people like it or not. The gifts were shared exclusively on Telegram, which Khabib called the greatest messaging platform in the world. He then reposted about the papahas, saying, "The auction has ended and all papahas have been sold. Appreciate everyone who participated and became a holder of this great and exclusive digital gift. A gift with value that you can share with your friends and loved ones. Thank you for trusting only on Telegram." The back and forth between Conor and Khabib is heating up, and the NFT sale has added a whole new layer to their ongoing rivalry. Move on to another news. Shavkat Rakhmonov provided an important update on his health and his UFC return, giving fans clarity on his meniscus and ACL injury. He opened up about the situation, explaining that the injury actually happened before his fight with Ian Gary. He said, I injured myself before the fight because I hadn't prepared for such a long time, and I didn't want to miss an opportunity to fight. That's why I took the risk, and the injury didn't get worse during the fight. Actually, the scale of the injury was the same before the fight as after the fight. SHOCKS added that initially he wanted to avoid surgery and simply rest the injury during rehab, hoping it would heal naturally. However, the rest wasn't enough, so he ultimately had to undergo surgery, which kept him out for a while. Soon it's going to be a year, SHOCKS said. But right now I feel good, I feel healthy, and I believe I will be ready to fight again at the end of February or March. We'll see. His calm and confident tone gave fans hope that he will be back stronger than ever, ready to reclaim his place in the lightweight division. Following the interview, SHOCKS went on Twitter to clarify his statements from Ariel Helwani's show, keeping things factual and focused. He emphasized that there was no trash talk, just clear observations. He pointed out that Ian Gary lost to him while he was injured, showing that SHOCKS had overcome the challenge despite not being at 100%. He also highlighted Gary's recent performances, noting that he hasn't finished anyone in his last 6 fights and that Prates nearly stopped him. SHOCKS concluded, "Doesn't sound like a #1 contender to me." His words were direct, showing confidence in his skills and reminding fans that he is a serious force in the division. SHOCKS' transparency about his injury, rehab, and fight timeline shows his professionalism and commitment to the sport. While fans have been waiting for his return, it's clear that SHOCKS is prioritizing his long-term health to come back stronger, not rushing back prematurely. With his eye on a February or March comeback, the UFC lightweight division can expect an exciting return from one of its most talented and resilient fighters. SHOCKS' update is a reminder of the challenges fighters face behind the scenes and how overcoming injuries is part of the journey to staying at the top of the game. Move on to another news. The NYPD has launched a full investigation into the brawl that erupted at UFC 322 inside Madison Square Garden, involving Dillon Danis and members of Islam Makhachev's team. The incident took place before the main card, creating chaos inside the arena and drawing immediate attention from both fans and officials. According to reports, Dillon Danis entered the arena near Makhachev's corner and was confronted by several team members, most notably UFC newcomer Magomed Chinko Zinov, also known as John Poor, along with others. Mayor Eric Adams addressed the situation directly on X, writing, "These assaults at Madison Square Garden are completely unacceptable. The NYPD is already conducting a full investigation, and everyone responsible will be held accountable." The mayor's statement highlighted the seriousness of the situation and reassured the public that the city would not tolerate violence at a major sporting event. The brawl, which occurred in front of fans and media, has raised questions about security measures at high-profile UFC events and the responsibilities of fighters' teams to maintain professionalism outside the octagon. Ali Abdulaziz also reacted to the incident, posting on social media, expressing his disbelief at the situation. He wrote, "At the notorious MMA, I thought you were gangsters, but now you guys call," emphasizing the contrast between the image of fighters and the reality of actions that cross the line into criminal behavior. The exchange drew significant attention online, with fans weighing in on the events and the responsibility of those involved. Sources indicate that the NYPD is meticulously reviewing footage and interviewing witnesses to piece together the sequence of events. This includes assessing how the confrontation started, who was directly involved, and what led to the escalation before security intervened. UFC officials have yet to issue a detailed statement, but insiders suggest that the organization is fully cooperating with authorities and reviewing internal policies to prevent future incidents. The UFC 322 brawl has sparked a larger conversation about accountability, safety, and professionalism in MMA. While rivalries and intense emotions are part of the sport, actions like this go beyond competition, entering the realm of public safety and legal responsibility. Fans are closely following the investigation, eager to see how consequences will be handled for those involved. The NYPD has made it clear that anyone found responsible will face full repercussions under the law, and the UFC community is watching closely as the investigation unfolds. This incident serves as a stark reminder that even outside the cage, fighters and their teams are under scrutiny, and actions have consequences. Move on to another news. Carlos Prates revealed that he had accepted a grappling match with Arman, but the UFC ultimately shut it down, preventing the matchup from happening. Prates shared that he was excited about the opportunity and had agreed to the match when a grappling show approached him, but the organization stepped in and blocked the fight. "I almost fought on December 30th, Prates explained. "Some grappling show asked me to face Arman in a grappling match. I said yes, but the UFC didn't let me fight." Prates went on to say that his plans for early January were already set, as he wanted to enjoy the New Year's holiday, so a fight during that time wasn't ideal. "I don't want to fight in January because I want to enjoy my New Year's party," he added. Despite the setback, Prates is looking ahead with optimism, expressing that after February, a grappling match could be fun and exciting for both him and the fans. His comments highlighted not only his enthusiasm for competing outside the octagon, but also his respect for the UFC's regulations and timing. While Prates was clear about his desire to return to competition, he also emphasized that grappling matches offer a different kind of challenge compared to MMA fights. These matches allow him to showcase his technical skills and connect with fans in a new way, giving fighters an opportunity to stay active while respecting the UFC's schedule. By planning his potential return after February, Prates is strategically positioning himself to enter the new year ready to compete at a high level while also maintaining personal balance and enjoying some well-earned downtime. The UFC's decision to shut down the match demonstrates the organization's tight control over fighter engagements and ensures that athletes remain within approved events and competitions. Prates' transparency about the situation gives fans a behind-the-scenes look at how fighters negotiate opportunities and balance personal schedules with professional ambitions. It also sets the stage for potential future matchups, building anticipation for what could be an exciting grappling showdown between two high-level competitors. Looking ahead, Prates' statement confirms that he intends to stay active and engaged, with plans to potentially compete in a grappling match after February. His focus on timing, preparation, and enjoyment shows a professional approach to his career while keeping fans excited for the next chance to see him in action. Despite the UFC's shutdown, the opportunity for a matchup with Arman remains a tantalizing possibility for the future, promising intensity and technical excellence for supporters of both athletes. Move on to another news. Sean Brady is reportedly considering moving down to the lightweight division after his recent setback at UFC 322, where he was TKO'd by Michael Morales in the first round. Following the fight, Brady posted on Instagram, reassuring fans that he was doing fine and feeling healthy. Just a few weeks after the fight, he reflected on the loss during an episode of the Brady Bag Show on YouTube, giving a candid and detailed breakdown of what happened. Brady admitted, "I got caught with a punch. Simple as that. I knew that was a possibility. It's a possibility in every fight. It happened. It sucked in the moment, but it is what it is. I took a shot. It didn't work out. That's part of this game. You're going to win, you're going to lose. I do a lot more winning than I do losing." He emphasized that the thing that bothered him most wasn't the loss itself, but that he didn't get to show all the work he did in camp. Looking back, there's a million different things I could have done, but what hurts the most is not being able to show all the preparation and effort we put in. Despite the disappointment, Brady's focus remains on the future. "I'm healthy. I have no injuries. I already started training last week, and I'm planning to fight early in the new year. I just want to get back in there and show how good I am." He also revealed that a lot went on during fight week, and while he could have pulled out, he chose to compete because he's a fighter. Brady is now considering a bout with Belal Muhammad, noting that both are coming off losses and have faced each other before. More interestingly, Brady discussed the possibility of moving down to 155 pounds. "I've done testing at the PI. I'm at the upper limit for muscle mass at 170, but in terms of dimensions, I'm smaller. If you look at everyone in the top of welterweight, they're all over 6 feet. That's why I might try 155. It would be very hard, but it's not a skill issue. It's a dimensions thing. I would match up better against guys closer to my size and height. Former UFC fighter Zach Poga reacted to Brady's comments on X, saying that moving down a weight class is never the answer. Brady's openness about his potential change in division shows a thoughtful approach to his career, balancing physical advantages, skill, and opportunities for future success in the UFC. Fans are now left anticipating how his transition to lightweight could impact his next chapter in the octagon. Move on to another news. Ilia Topuria recently revealed who he wants to fight next, and his sights are set firmly on Paddy Pimblett. In a candid interview, Ilia explained that if the UFC doesn't allow him to move up to welterweight to face Islam Makhachev, he wants the organization to explore other creative options, including a catchweight fight and even a potential pound-for-pound belt. Ilia said, "I have Paddy on my mind. I'd like to fight Paddy. If the UFC won't let me move up to welterweight to fight Islam, I would really like to fight Islam in the third weight category. Then in the summer, there's a date when they'll move me up to welterweight, and I'll fight for the third belt. Or maybe they will create a new belt called the pound-for-pound title at a catchweight. So, I'll fight for that pound-for-pound belt. Let's see. There's plenty of options. Let's see what the future holds." Ilia's comments make it clear that he's ambitious and willing to explore multiple avenues to secure a high-profile matchup. He sees the fight with Paddy as not just a personal challenge, but also a major opportunity to make an impact in the division. His mention of a catchweight and a pound-for-pound belt shows that Ilia is thinking outside the box, willing to push the UFC to create compelling fights for the fans and for his own career trajectory. By keeping his options open, Ilia demonstrates a strategic approach, balancing his desire to fight elite competition while remaining flexible to the UFC's plans and timelines. He's signaling that he's ready to face anyone, whether it's a top contender like Islam or a high-profile, fan-favorite fighter like Paddy. Ilia's focus on a potential summer fight at welterweight also suggests he's thinking long terms, aiming to build momentum and possibly capture multiple belts or high-stakes titles in the near future. Fans and analysts are now watching closely to see how the UFC responds to Ilia's proposals. His willingness to fight at a catchweight or compete for a new pound-for-pound belt could set a precedent for creative matchmaking in the sport. Ilia's mindset highlights both his confidence and his ambition, making it clear that he wants to be a major player in the division and is not afraid to challenge the status quo. His statements are a reminder that top fighters are always looking for ways to elevate their careers, push the boundaries of traditional matchups, and create fights that generate excitement, both inside and outside the octagon.